right, we're going to begin today. Thank you for coming. We have a wonderful opportunity. Today we have with us Mrs. Place. She is a partner with PricewaterhouseCoopers, which is one of the big 4 accounting firms. And she's here today to speak to you about auditing in the fraud and maybe cyber forensics area, plus careers in tax accounting. This morning we're going to talk about a couple of areas. Mrs. Doherty asked us to address a couple of technical areas. My firm is one of the biggest accounting firms in the world. Our specialty areas include advisory, which is like management consulting, and then audit, which we call assurance. It's a little confusing. But then in addition to that, we do tax consulting and compliance and so forth. But why don't we get started with Brianna to go through the risk assurance piece.
Risk assurance, like Diane said, is a sub-practice within our assurance group. So it may support our core audits, which is what you hear about on the news, where companies are being investigated for certain regulation issues. And so the core audit team is auditing financial statements, your balance sheet, your income statements, and then risk assurance is a sub-practice of the entire audit assurance practice.
Out of where it goes. So you see like 18% is military defense, Social Security is the biggest, 23%, Medicare, non-defense is like 17%, and others around 13%. So if you look at this, most of your taxpayer dollars are going to Social Security and military defense.
So whether you have an accounting degree or a law degree, which is pretty huge, we have a whole group at multiple groups actually, where they're just solely lawyers at an accounting firm. So you can go public accounting, which is us with the big 4, law firms where they can specialize in tax lawsuits. There's business tax departments, so you could go to somewhere like DuPont and work in their tax department. Nonprofits organizations, so any kind of charity, they have their own form of accounting, which you'll learn at school. And then you can actually work in state and any kind of local government for their revenue department. So if you have a question, we call the state departments a lot for estate tax returns, being like, hey, do we need to do this?
What we really need is people who can marry those 2 skill sets between IT and accounting. If you can put those 2 things together, there's not many people out there who are able to do it, and there's not many colleges that are able to present that kind of skill set. I was at a dinner a year ago with the top 15 schools that we recruit from. So Delaware, Villanova, Temple, Penn State, Maryland, St. Joe's, right? Anyway, but the topic was how much we need IT and mega data people, and the deans of all the colleges, we brought the computer science deans and the business deans, and their question to us was, how can you, PwC, help us with curriculum to marry those 2 skill sets? Because right now, IT's rolling up in our computer majors, and accounting's rolling up in our business majors, but you're saying you need them married. Give us the curriculum to teach. So that's actually one of the initiatives that PwC is doing, is putting together curriculum to basically create a new major at these colleges.
Wow.